Are you convinced? Will this speech convince you to give up on your potentially conspiratorial treasonous actions? To ignore the fact that you have not been paid and to wait? Trust the process?
Yes.
Yes? Okay, so a convincing piece of political rhetoric? Why? What's convincing?
Oh, I mean, he states that he's been with them from the beginning, that they have to have faith in him. They Congress to do the right thing. He has no doubt that they will do the right thing and find the fines that they have in the past, and they'll continue to do so. So, I mean, they've stuck it out this long. They're so close to the end, it seems crazy to just go walk in the hills and then just walk away from the whole thing.
Right, right. And he mentions too, this is on the third page, who are they to defend here? Our wives, our children, our farms, and other property which we leave behind us, right? And then he mentions, what would we do if we left? Would we just take our families with us, and then what? The whole thing is impractical. That what you're proposing.
The next to the last paragraph, I thought was stunning. He's pinpointing a false leader he might show up, and when he says, to express upward, who wishes under any specious or pretense to overturn the liberties of that country, open the floodgates of civil discord, and deluge our rising empire in blood. I mean, that's like saying, no nasties are allowed. Just stay away. Just stay together and fight to finish. I just thought it was really powerful.
I'm interested in this too, especially this open the floodgates of civil discord. This notion that already what's being proposed here very quickly could turn into civil, right? That what starts is just looking for some back pay and something else like that.
Assuming he didn't have a speechwriter at that time. Yep. I think it's written by a man who knows he commands the respect of the people who are there. And I think that's an important consideration.
Yeah, right. And this takes us back to the beginning. This notion of his personal stake in this.
This is a personal appeal. He's standing in front of them and saying, "I've been with you. I'm here. I'm in this too, and I'm going to stand for you. I'm not going to abandon you. I've led you so far. I'm going to keep pressing Congress. Trust me." And that's kind of in the end what he has to say is, "Trust me." But he's one of the richest guys in the colonies. He can say that. He's not waiting on his next pay. And there has to be, again, who knows, maybe Horatio has debts. Who knows? I'm sure some historian know. But it does raise to me the question of, is his trump card, so to speak, his personal prestige? Like, is that what he's pulling here? Even as I noticed that phrase, sacred honor, which is also at the end of the Declaration. It seemed to be such a nice bracket.
Oh, yeah.
There, we pledge our sacred honors. He's saying, guys, don't get this up. That's one of the things we were fighting for.
Because once you do, right, you can't get the sweet back as VCR. Yeah.
There is no treaty yet. The war's still not resolved. Don't do this.
Yeah, we're still a few months away from the treaty actually being completely assigned. Yeah, the sense of personal appeal. I mean, Washington's still incredibly popular, right? And it's interesting to think too much of how. I mean, I don't want to say he's sort of believes the hype, right? But we go back to Wheatley's poem and her heroic image of Washington. He can play to that public persona, that public vision of himself in a really effective rhetorical way here. He's not just another one of the soldiers who's been with you from the beginning, though that is true, but he's playing a role in this speech.
Chained for thy valor, for thy virtues more. Hear every tongue thy guardian aid implore. Right? Take that, Gracious.
Listen, he has that kind of social cash that he's calling on here, in addition to just kind of skewering the author of the letters here. We find on, where did we find this?
About him
Yeah,
being anonymous, I thought. he was not honorable in some way. That's what's implied by that. And a time when honor meant something.
Right? This is maybe the second paragraph. That address is drawn with great art, which is not necessarily a good thing. It's kind of artificial, right? It's too clever by half. He's saying, right? This is for a rhetorically sophisticated speech itself, right? Calculated to impress the mind with the idea of premeditated injustice. He's really having a go at this letter, right? Because this is part of a sophisticated argument. We don't have time to go through all of the texts he's responding to, but he's writing for an audience that has already done the reading, right? Before this, and so he can get into the text that he's opposing and really show its fallacies. So he makes this appeal to his pastors. The dangers, though, that lurk here. What kinds of dangers does Washington see beyond just the loss of personal honor, but the bigger threats to the experiment here, or the nation that's coming to be? What are the threats that still remain? He gets them to step back now, but he doesn't quite solve any of the problems yet. The third page where, as he's thinking of this anonymous letter, he writes, if war continues, remove to unsettled country, there establish yourselves, and leave an ungrateful country to defend itself. And I just wrote like Coriolanus in the background, right? Because it's very much that sense of, well, I'm going to take my rifle and leave it and see how well you do without me. Won't you be scared, right? This is, it's petulant, and it's what he's calling out, I think, in with important classical precedent in these moments, right? So the sense that this kind of behavior is not without dark precedent. And you're right, though, that the number of the other, as you mentioned, I'll try to segue here. Some of the other founders thought that this this classical tradition could help them understand the kind of government that they wanted to form. Comes to bear a lot in the debates around the Constitution that come shortly on the heels of, well, maybe we could say the failure of the Articles of Confederation, but the insufficiency of the Articles of Confederation to secure the victory, to really build a government that could function across the new expanse of the United States.